Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday, the 22nd of May 2021. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to use the Celestial Tarot for today's reading. And let's see what the cards have to say about Saturday. I'm just going to shuffle them a few times here and then choose 3 cards to look at the day's energy and to see what you'll be working with. Okay, so the first card is Jupiter, the lucky planet, the Wheel of Fortune. Corona, the Three of Swords. Oh, that's interesting. The Three of Swords in the tarot represents heartbreak, loss, and betrayal, and they've called this Corona. And this was published way before 2020, 2004. This was published. So go Kay Stevenson and Brian Clark. Love it. All right. Then we've got Cancer, the Chariot. Oh, so we've got three cards which are very different, telling a very interesting story here. So Jupiter, you can see he's holding the wheel of the zodiac here. We've got all the different signs, so Aries and Taurus and Gemini. And we've got one little figure standing on top and celebrating with the arms outstretched. And we've got another falling off the wheel. And the Wheel of Fortune says that things are always changing. There's a time and a reason and a season for everything. And the one thing you can rely on is change. And because Jupiter is the lucky planet, it says that change is a good thing. And that as long as you align yourself with the process of change, you're going to be up again. And the downs you're going to be able to deal with and constantly get back on top. And you're going to find a way, ideally, to minimize the downward period. So you being in the valley. And you can maximize being on top of the mountain and succeeding. And the whole process of life and moving forward is about finding some balance in that. You're never going to get rid of the bad times because we live on planet duality. So every up has and down. But you're able to work within that and see what you can gain from the down times. And that's echoed here by Corona, which is really interesting to me because the Three of Swords is really being heartbroken and losing something that you care about. And feeling betrayed, feeling isolated, feeling lost, feeling alone. And whether that's something that's happening today via other people, we've got Libra here, Mercury, the communication planet, people communicating things or bad news that you don't want to hear, or we're actually talking about Corona, like COVID, where things have been negative with things like lockdown and being limited in terms of what you can do. We've got a crown here, and Corona is, I don't know, what is it? I don't think it's Latin. But coronation, I mean, that word comes from something, and it's about getting a crown put on your head. And here we've got a crown. And it's saying that hard times and disappointments and tough things in your life can actually teach you and give you the best ideas that you've ever had. And like this butterfly, they can transform you into the person you want to become. So the cards here together are saying that the negative things in life are just as useful, if not more useful, because they give you these aristocrats of ideas which really benefit you in future and which you're able to work with and think about, and they change your perspective and they put you in a position where you're able to then assert your will, the Chariot, success, triumph through self-will, and you're able to set new goals which allow you to really experience love for yourself, for life, for other people, and to gallop off into your happy place. That's very interesting. Okay, so the things that I didn't mention here in this card, first of all, we've got these ethereal characters kind of walking up this hill. It seems to be some sort of religious, a religious event. They're like druids going to Stonehenge and they're walking up. So the sense that I get is that you don't know what is going on behind the scenes. And to me, that says there is some sort of grand design for your life and your destiny, and that we don't always know what is good and what's bad. And that sometimes when you're on top of the world, that's actually quite harmful. And sometimes when you're down in the dumps, that's actually useful because, like in this case, it gives you fabulous ideas. And other times being in a great place is wonderful, and it's as simple as that. And it's wonderful in terms of your destiny, and it inspires you to do even more. And sometimes being down is just that, not succeeding in something, and it's also part of your destiny. Okay, so these ethereal figures say to me that don't try and assign too much meaning to anything that happens to you on this day, whether it's fabulous or not so fabulous, because there's some sort of bigger scheme at work behind the scenes that is working in your favor. So these three druids, which are kind of translucent and see-through, and they seem like non-characters, they actually love you and have your best interest at heart. And they're working and spinning the wheel here in a way that doesn't demand attention, because they're working with you for your greatest good, for the best possible outcome. We've got Father Time here, Jupiter. So you don't know when things are going to happen. You don't know when you meet the love of your life, or when you get the dream job, or when something goes to smithereens. There seems to be some sort of greater rhythm that's outside of your control. And again, if you align yourself with that, in hindsight, you may see the goodness of it, or that there is a rhyme or reason, but don't try and analyze it today. Sagittarius is about setting goals and galloping towards those in a positive manner. And Jupiter, the lucky planet, is what this card is all about. And it's saying that the process of life is a lucky one. And this is happening up here in the clouds. And then it combines, and the energy is focused into one lightning bolt that hits the earth. So all of this stuff going on in the abstract, in the spiritual realms, has a huge impact on your real world experience. And if you are going to try and get some order in place or some understanding, it's going to benefit you to gain spiritual understanding rather than to analyze your practical circumstances. Got the Kabbalistic tree of life, and that's saying that everything is good and balanced, and this is the way it's supposed to be. So if you're struggling and kicking and screaming about some sort of thing that's happened today that you don't like, try and accept it and relax, because it is going to have the impact that it's meant to have. And whether it is fabulous or negative, try and see it objectively, because this is something that can teach you and transform your whole life. It can really teach you about yourself. The things that you learn on this day and through this lesson can enable you to make things more beautiful for yourself, and for you to take care of your circumstances, your inner child, and to feel like you're at home in yourself. So there's a real awakening in terms of your ideas, who you are, how you see yourself in the world, and there's a correction of your perspective. You have true vision, true clarity that you've never had before, and it's like getting a crown on your head and becoming the king or queen in terms of your understanding of the world. It really elevates you to a level that you've never been at before. Number-wise, we've got 7 and 3 is 10. And another 10 means that there's a major crossroads happening in your life. There's a major shift. Destiny and your fortunes are changing for the better through insight. And that insight will allow you to be much more of a friend to yourself. But 10 and 10 is 20. 20 reduces to 2 in numerology, and 2 is about relationships. And ultimately, you, through your circumstances, through the outside world, and then your analysis of that, allows you to really get a clue, the ultimate clue about what's going on in your life. And you're able to either stop criticizing yourself, or to gain understanding about your own amazing nature, or you learn how to take care of yourself, whether you're proud of your achievements or not. And those things, those new insights, will help you to hop on your chariot and to gallop off into a place that is much more likely to contain highs and ups, because you're now creating from a place of love and you love yourself, and you kind of get yourself back, because no matter whether you win or you lose in future, you've learned a huge lesson on this day that says it doesn't matter what goes on in the outside world, as long as I've got me and I'm there for myself, I always have this nurture and this love available. And that's really the thing that is going to make me successful. That's all the fuel I need. So love is the answer, really. And you learn that in a very interesting roundabout way. And you really get to know yourself and understand yourself truly. And you develop some respect for yourself, because you're not just anybody. You're someone who's really come a long way. You're on a journey. You pay attention, you listen, you learn. And you're going to use that learning to really be kind to yourself and to love yourself. And to stop the self-criticism and the hate. Wow, so integration of self, the ultimate triumph. Have a fabulous day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online. Have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.